Hello, my name is Marcus Wims. I'll be the speaker today. I just want to quickly thank you all for showing up to the Parent Technology Information meeting. This meeting will have a few goals. The first one will be to inform parents of what is happening in the complicated digital world where their children are concerned. We're going to demonstrate the types of challenges children are facing online with different social media apps. We're going to express the importance of parental monitoring and giving you some tools to monitor your children. And we're going to equip parents with tools they can use for decision making and monitoring. All right, on this slide, we're going to talk about the FBI and Attorney General reporting. When it comes to the FBI, one of the biggest dangers to use online would be sextortion. Sextortion is when a criminal coerces a child into producing sexually explicit images or videos through manipulation, through gifts or threats, and typically looking for some monetary gain or further exploitation. It can happen from any social media app or website, typically when you can message or video chat. Usually it's someone pretending to be the age or close to the age of the victim. They somehow convince the victim into sending images, and then they use those images to threaten the victim, and usually ends with some type of threat to releasing it on social media to the public, to the parents, or to the victim's friends. And perpetrators usually ask for money to be sent to them directly, gift cards, or further exploitation acts. If you're in the middle of sextortion, the fastest way to handle it is to contact your local FBI office, and they will deal with the situation from then on out. There have been many cases about this, especially the most recent one is in Florida, where a man received 60 years for exploiting a 13-year-old girl. When it comes to the Attorney General does a good job because they are helping to protect adolescents online. They first forged a coalition of 44 attorneys to urge Facebook to end or abandon their youth app due to mental concerns. And the latest action is to urge TikTok and Snapchat to give parents more control over what their children can see and what their children can use. All right, so the first social media we're going to talk about is WhatsApp. WhatsApp is one of the most popular instant messaging platforms and apps on the planet. As you see on the screen, there are a lot of statistics or stats about WhatsApp that you can tell make it a very popular app. For example, it's in 180 countries have access. There are over 100 billion messages sent every day. There's 2.8 or 2.78 billion users with 2 billion users every month. So this is a very popular app. But with this app, there are several concerns. The first one is end-to-end encryption. That means that the content cannot be monitored. Your child could see or hear harmful content using this app, and it cannot be monitored. Another one is live location sharing. So whether your child knows it or not, they can share their location. Another risk is unwanted contact. People can get access to your child's phone number and contact them without them knowing, which is a big issue because that leads into cyberbullying. If one person gets a hold of a number of people, can send messages and then invite more people to the chat, which will start bullying children. It's a app that a lot of people use to keep in contact with relatives overseas or in other countries, but there are a lot of risks when a child uses this app unmonitored. So, next app we're going to talk about is Clubhouse. Many of you probably never heard of this app. This app has been downloaded over 20 million times, and a surge of the downloads have been between 2020 and 2023. It's a fairly new app to hit the scene, and it's pretty unique. So, Clubhouse is a social media app that features live interactive podcasts. This network consists of entirely audio conversations. That means people communicate in audio rooms. How it happens is everything is live. A person gets on the app, they join a room, and they can start having conversations with people about whatever topic is featured within the room. Now, this can be a problem because most conversations are unmonitored. They have zero censorship on this app besides accountability by the people using it. So, zero censorship means your child can access an audio room and it could be talking about a new child show, but it's filled with predators talking about explicit content. The app also has no age verification process, so they have no way to determine who is 12 and who is 30. Right now on the Apple Store, the app is listed for 12 plus, but like I said, there's no age verification which would separate the older adults from the 12 to 18-year-olds. So this is definitely an app that that if you find it on your child's phone, needs to be monitored or deleted if you feel so. All right, the last social media app we're going to review is probably one of the most popular ones among 11 to 18-year-olds, and that is TikTok. So, as you can see, TikTok has over 1 billion monthly users, 2.7 billion downloads worldwide, 150 million monthly users, and the most users in the US are females between the ages of 16 and 24. So, why is TikTok so dangerous? A recent study done by the Center for Countering Digital Hate research posed as a 13-year-old user and searched like mental health videos. Instantly, they started receiving potentially harmful content, which included anywhere from eating disorders to self-harm, and that was due to the TikTok algorithm. Another study for the Canadian Journal of Psychiatry went through TikTok videos and found information regarding ADHD. More than half the information regarding ADHD was misleading or false. A lot of these self-diagnosed videos on TikTok are found false. Why is this harmful for young users? One, because the algorithm is targeting young users and it's causing potential mental health issues. And another is because it's giving misleading information to those young users. This is definitely an app that a parent needs to monitor and have strong restrictions using. So this slide is all about prevention. How can you prevent your child from becoming a victim using social media? The first thing to do is to educate. Educate not only your child but yourself on websites, software, games, and apps that your children is using or could potentially use. You constantly check their social media and game profiles and have those conversations of what is appropriate and what is inappropriate to share. You make sure you explain to your children that once an image or comment is posted online, that they cannot take it back, that it can be shared with anyone and it will never disappear. The next thing you can do is be an advocate for your child. One, make sure all the privacy settings are set on whatever apps they're using. Make sure you restrict access to whatever you do not want your child to see. Another is to report any inappropriate contact or content or contact that you see between your child and another child or your child and an adult to the law enforcement. The one thing you can do is to stress to your child that if a threat or coercion is made online, there's nothing funny about it, that it is a crime. The FBI has a safe online surf program your child can go through, and this program is very cool because it teaches students in the grades 3 through 8 to navigate the web safely. You can go through it yourself, and all of it is age-appropriate content on what is trustworthy and what is untrustworthy. All right, one of the last slides is going to be safeguarding. Now, there's two web services I'm going to talk about when it comes to safeguarding. The first one is going to be Aura. So Aura is a very popular app or web service that does many things. Aura first will provide you fraud and identity theft protection. So this is a web service that you can use to protect your computer. It also comes with an antivirus and a VPN. So this is not something only used for cell phones, but this is something you can also use for your computer. Along with that, it comes with a variety of parental controls. These controls can monitor what your child sees. You can restrict certain websites. You can add certain types of time limits on what your child can do on YouTube, Facebook, and it also has a password manager and a password vault. So it gives the parents the ability to see their child's passwords, and also if they need to secure something, they can change them and make sure they're put in the vault so malware can't find them. This service also extends to spam calls and other phone related services. So Aura is an all-in-one app that you can also use for the computer, you can use for identity theft protection, VPN, antivirus. This app comes in at $24 a month, which can be kind of expensive for some people, but that $24 a month is a family plan. The next app I want to talk about is Bark. Bark is a more popular app that is used by many parents. It's something that I've known about for quite a while and it seems to be effective. It's a all-in-one app that is used to protect your kids on their cell phones. So with Bark, you can block and allow specific websites. You can monitor the texts and emails and uh, social media platforms. You'll receive alerts for concerning content, so real-time alerts when your child is looking at something they shouldn't be. Not only that, you have location monitoring. So it monitors your child's location. You can put in preset addresses just to verify your child's location. You can limit screen time on what your child can see, when they can start using their cell phone, when it's time to go to bed. And then you can create alerts. So you see uh, whenever your child posts certain types of words like suicide, cyberbullying, mental health, violence, anything like that, you will get an alert that that has been seen on your child's cell phone and it will come to you, and then you can look through the web history to see what your child's been looking at. Both of these services are very good. Bark comes in at $99 a year for the premium service, and then they also have a junior service which is $49.99 a year. And it's a lot cheaper than Aura, but it does not provide the same type of identity protection, theft protection, VPN, online web surfing, safeguarding. It doesn't provide as many services as Aura, but when it comes to the cell phone, it's a cheaper alternative that is very effective to monitoring what your child sees. All right, in conclusion, today we've talked about what some government agencies are doing and what they're finding about the social media use and risks of young users on the internet. We've talked about a few social media apps that your child could be using and how things to look for. We talked about prevention, how to educate and advocate for your child, and I gave you a FBI resource to further inform them on safe social media, not only social media but web surfing use. And then I talked about Safeguard, I talked about Aurora web service, and I talked about the Bark web service, how both of them can be powerful tools to give the parents back some of the power when it comes to the cell phone and web surfing. That is all I have for today. Thank you for coming and attending this meeting. Have a good one.